I love you. Do you love me?
So United taking all 3 points. Stevie, this kind of the epitome of a game of two halves.
Yeah, no question. Brentford outran, outfought, were just sharper, quicker. Unfortunately, they couldn't finish. And that's really the story of this game. It's about finishing. 2 incredible saves from De Gea, who right now in the polls must be way ahead of anybody for Manchester United's man of the season. Now, that's not a good sign if you're trying to get in the top 4. But the fact is, he's making saves and he continues to do that. And they continue to take chances that they make from not very much, because that's what it was today. You know, you look at the scoreline and you think, oh, comfortable. It was anything but. So they got the 3 points, but this game was about taking chances, and Man United took theirs.
What changed in the second half for you, Don?
I think he must have given them a team talk at half-time, Dan. 1 or 2 things before the game, when he delivered that team talk, when you play Brentford at the community stadium, he must have done his homework. And they've took points off so many teams, you know, like Liverpool, like Everton, like Arsenal, like Wolves, like Villa. And he must have said to his team, listen, this Brentford team are going to start fast. They're going to be in your faces. They're going to put corners in. They're going to put long throws in. They're going to put you under pressure. They're going to bombard you with all sorts. Now, be prepared. Now, either he didn't deliver that team talk before the game because he didn't do his homework, or he briefed these players and these players weren't aware and weren't ready for it, because Thomas Frank, I think, used the expression after the game that his team smashed Man United. Those were his words. And he was absolutely right. You said 1 million chances in the first half, Dan. It was exactly that. David De Gea has pulled off more saves for Man United this season than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League. And somehow they go in at half-time 0-0. No idea how, because Brentford should have been 2 or 3-0 up. And he gives them a team talk and he sharpens them up. And they come out second half. I wouldn't even say they were world better. They were greatly better. I think they took their chances. They scored at the right time, but there was more snap about them. I think, obviously David De Gea was man of the match by 1 million miles, but the best player under Rangnick so far in the 6 or 7 games he's been in charge has been Scott McTominay in the middle of the park. And I think his performance was sensational tonight.
Did you see an improvement from Manchester United today, Frank?
No, I didn't, and I completely agree with my 2 Scottish colleagues. You know, they for an hour they've been smashed by, like Thomas Frank said, you know, by Brentford, and it should have been only fair for Brentford to be leading the game, you know, half time. What I liked about Rangnick, he learned his lesson, is when they scored a second goal, he put Ronaldo out and play at 5 at the back to make sure the opponent doesn't go back like Aston Villa did like a week ago, or even less than that. So that's the only improvement that I saw. That at 2-0, nobody came back and they scored the third one and they finished the game. But otherwise, no. As Don said, McTominay was one of the best players just after De Gea. But otherwise, no, he's still fragile at the back. I don't see the chemistry at front. I don't see Ronaldo happy. I don't even see Rashford coming on and being happy to be in there.
He scored a nice goal, Frank.
So many
he
problems
took his goal
still to
well.
resolve.
I mean, all negative.
Yeah, but have you seen after? I love that player. I really love that player. I felt when he scored the goal that he couldn't care less, you know, and that he's not happy with the fact that he doesn't play, that he doesn't start. When I saw Elanga the first hour, I was wondering why Rashford wasn't playing. Well, he scored a goal. He had a fantastic goal. Well done. But that's it. But if you want to compare Elanga with Rashford, I'm sorry. There is no way that I'm going to put Rashford after Elanga. Rashford is much better right now than Elanga.
Inevitably, Ronaldo's strop is everywhere, especially Rangnick whispering in his ear. Is this a big deal, Stevie?
No, absolutely not. I think it would have been a bigger deal if Ronaldo was happy to go off. Listen, good players don't want to leave the field. I don't care whether it's 10-0 or whatever. They don't want to come off. He doesn't want to come off. He wants to play and he wants to score goals. So, not a shock. And, yeah, it's absolutely nothing.
What's the point? What's the point, though, Don, of having this strop? Your 36-year-old has achieved everything. Surely he's got to understand that he can't play every minute.
Do you want to play?
No.
Yeah, I get the question, Dan. I think that the flow of the game was he got took off on about 70 minutes, so 20 minutes to go. The game was more or less done. Ronaldo's thinking, leave me on. I can score more goals. I can do more. I want to do more. I want to get my numbers up. I get all of that. I'm with Stevie. I think Rangnick leaning into his ear is more or less said to him, don't panic. We need you. We need your legs. You've only just come back from an injury. We've got West Ham coming up in a few days' time. We've got Burnley after that. We're going to need you for games going ahead. This one tonight is done. At 2-0, the game was finished. So we need you. Rest up and go again. Of course he's not going to be happy. No pros are when they come off on 70 because they want to score goals, especially someone like Ronaldo.
You don't need to have a strop that publicly, do you, Frank?
That's my concern, It's like he needs to justify. Well, it's like Rangnick needed to justify because of Ronaldo behavior. You're 36, almost 37. Yeah, you're not happy, but you should know that every cameras in the world is gonna focus on what you're gonna do and how you're gonna behave. Do you think Manchester United need that on top of all the problems they have to resolve? Just get out. You don't have to smile, but just get out. You're leading. And carry on like that, and just talk to the coach after if you need to.
What did he do that's so bad, by the way? Can somebody tell me?
He must have known, Stevie. He
I've
must
seen-
have known.
I've
the
seen-
cameras were on
happy.
it.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. What's he supposed to do? Like, you can't. Listen. It's one thing to say,
You
well, he
cut
must
the
know the
manager a
cameras are
little
going to
bit
be
of
on him. Well, yeah, the cameras are going to be on him. But what did he do that was so bad? What did
Yeah,
he
but
do
he
that was
must have
so
known.
bad? He threw his jacket
he
down.
was talking,
He's shaking
he was
his head.
talking.
He's having a little word to himself. Oh, come on.
Stevie, the reason why
He said
because
enough.
we're talking about it.
He said enough for Rangnick to justify after the third goal to Ronaldo because he did enough to show his unhappiness. So he shouldn't do that. He doesn't need to do that. Everybody's going to know it, So don't throw your jacket, don't talk, don't move your head, don't do that to express to the world, I'm not happy. I want you to all know that I'm not happy and that Rangnick is a bad coach because he puts me out.
Rangnick explained it basically after the game because Ronaldo said, why me? And he said he learnt his lesson after the Aston Villa 2-0 down, and of course they came back to it 2-2. What he whispered is said, I understand you're ambitious, but maybe in a few years when you're a head coach, you will realise.
He's not going to be a head coach.
He's going to be player coach.
No. He'll put himself in ahead of everybody else. And that's the part that I think that's the part that is unnecessary from Rangnick's part, is that why do you have to go and explain it to Ronaldo right then and there?
Yeah, exactly.
You also know that the cameras are going to be on you, and people are going to be paying attention to your interactions with Cristiano Ronaldo. If you have a conversation that you want to have with Cristiano Ronaldo, wait till the game is over. You guys go back down to the locker room and you express whatever feelings you want to express to Ronaldo, and that's it. And now we're not talking about it. True. Instead, now what you have is Ralf Rangnick almost apologizing, almost having to feel like he has to explain, almost having to say, hey, Cristiano, you going to be okay? We're going to be okay after this. We're going to make it, aren't we?
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.